Hi everybody. How's it going? Is it working? Are we doing it? Is it happening? Is it all happening? Hello, TikTok land. How's it going, people? Great to see you. Hi, Julie. Wonderful. I want to see if the Instagram is live. You are live. Okay, then. Fantastic. Hi, Veronica. Great to see you. Everyone in the LinkedIn lands and the Facebook lands and the TikTok lands and the StreamYard lands. It's a beautiful thing to bring all the lands together under a rule of equanimity, calm, beauty, kindness, and heartfelt commitment to creativity, because that's what we're up to. Who's with me? All right, let's start with our breathing. Let's do that inhale exhale thing with a little bit of intentionality, shall we? So we're going to inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 7, exhale for a count of 8. We're going to do it 3 times. And if you want to ignore it, please ignore it. If you would like to do it with me, please do it with me, because most people find it really relaxing and enjoyable. All right, let your belly go really poochy soft. And let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want to say a little, I got distracted because I started thinking like, oh, I feel like I want to pray. And then I thought, oh, is that really appropriate? And then I thought, it's my live stream. Why not? So I'm just going to say a little blessing down upon this gathering. Again, feel free to ignore it if you like. Creator, Mother, Father, God, divine intelligence flowing through us, expressing as us. We are so grateful to be here together in this time, in this place, in this moment on this planet. We feel the life force quickening through our bodies because it is spring. We feel the life of spring coming towards us. We feel the new possibility of this new season, and we rest in the knowing that the process is natural, the evolving is natural, the future is unfolding naturally. We are part of it. We don't need to wrestle it. We don't need to control it. We don't need to be different than we are. We can just be present and be open, with our eyes open and our ears open and our heart open. We can spend less time judging others and more time appreciating our differences. We can spend less time noticing what is lacking and more time noticing that which is abundant. We can celebrate in this moment, in this time together. So for all of you who are here, thank you. All right. So I'm all hopped up because Veronica goes, oh, y'all, gonna be a good one today. Yeah, I'm all hopped up because I've just spent the last 3 days recording the audio version of my new book. The new book is called The 15-Minute Method, The Surprisingly Simple Art of Getting It Done. You are about to be hearing all about it. You're going to be able to pre-order and write reviews and be part of the launch team. We're gearing up for all that. But in the meantime, I've been recording the audiobook, which is super fun for me because, as you know, my background's an actor. So for me to sit in a small, tiny, dark booth for hours at a time, reading words on a page and trying to bring them to life, like, that's what I do. That's what I was born to do. That's what I was trained to do. That's what I love doing. So it was really, really fun. And I got the best compliment in the world from my editor, who, you guys may not know this about writing a book, but one of the best things about writing a book is that you have an editor. And your editor may be the only person on earth who actually gives as much of a shit about your book as you do. It's really gratifying because, you know, writing the book yourself, you know, you have to do it alone. You don't have to do it by yourself. You can do it in a group, and we'll talk about that in a minute. but you do, it's a solitary process. Um, so to have someone else in there who's reading through the manuscript and going, oh, do you really mean this? Or do you mean more of that? Or can you say more about this? Or these verb tenses don't agree. Do you want them to? And you go, oh, why, yes, I do want them to. Thank you for noticing. And so not only has she been with me through the whole process of creating the manuscript of this book, but now she was in the booth with me while we were doing the audio version, reading along to make sure that there was nothing that I didn't garble my words or misspeak. Because sometimes when you're reading out loud, you might transpose a word or something, or sometimes you get a little mush mouth and things come out a little. So she was there going, oh, let's redo that sentence again. Hey, you said this. Did you mean that? And some things I wanted as we were reading it, as I was reading it aloud, I was like, oh, I actually want to change this in the audio and in the written version. There were most things, though, I was like, no, let's just change it for the audio version. It's fine the way it is in the written version. So, but making sure that those two things jive when they need to jive and are deliberately different when they need to be deliberately different. Anyway, so having an editor is amazing. And at one point during the recording, I said, I'm getting kind of fond of this book. Like, I'm starting to really like this book. And she said, are you crazy? She goes, I love this book. She goes, I just keep thinking of more and more people that I want to give it to. My editor, all she does all day long is deal with, especially self-help books. I mean, I'm being published by New World Library, whom you may know was founded by Shakti Gawain and Mark Allen. They publish Eckhart Tolle, by the way, and a lot of other super big names. But they are in the field of personal development. That's pretty much all they do is self-help books. So for the editor of 1,000 self-help books to say that she wants to give my book as a present to people in her life, I'm like, that's so beautiful. So that's making me really excited. So I wanted to share that good news with you. All right, what am I missing in the chat here? What are you all saying? It's happening. Hi, Fran, Veronica, Lucy, great to see you. Hi. Cora says it's always good. Baby, you're always good. That's what's good. Casey says, thank you for the prayer. My pleasure. And for those of you who are on the other platforms, Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram, or TikTok, I may or may not see your comments as they come in. So if you have something pressing, please reach out to me at sam@therealsambennett.com. Just send me an email. I will write you back. Let's see. So some of your comments show up as Facebook user. I don't actually see your name. I don't know why that is, but so if I'm not saying your name out loud, it's probably because I can't see it. Okay. So I said that I would talk to you today about how to create your future. How to create your future. Step one on how to create your future is to think about what kind of future you would like. I think we spend so much time sort of generalizing around like, oh, I just wish it was different. I just wish things were different. I wish I had more money. I wish I had a better life. I wish I had a better house. I wish I had a better car. I wish I had a better family. I wish I had a better waistline. I wish I had a better something. And we just say the word better like that's definitive, but it's not. And I think your brain doesn't really know how to respond to that command. It's a little too vague. So, I wish I weighed 1 pound less. Your body could be like, oh, I could do that. I can figure out how to weigh 1 pound less. That's 3,000 calories, right? Isn't 3,000 calories a pound? It's been so long since I've read any dieting literature. That's a fucking victory right there. But I could certainly, your body can be like, I can certainly figure out how to drop a pound because, as much as we may want to lose 20 pounds, well, you cannot lose 20 pounds. You can only lose 1 pound at a time or ounces even at a time. I wish I had a better job. Well, what kind of better job? I wish I had a job that didn't start until later in the day so I could sleep in because I hate getting up in the morning. Okay, cool. Maybe you could even negotiate that with your present job. I wish I had a job that paid more. Cool. How much more? Right? And then can you negotiate that? Can you go looking for that? I needed, right now my job pays $20 an hour. I want it to pay $40 an hour. Great. Let's go find those. So we stop using words like better, more, less sucky. And instead we use words like this amount, this dollar amount, this amount of time, this, this measurable thing. You with me? Who's guilty of this? Of like, oh yeah, I tend to just say better when what I really mean is specific. I wish my spouse was more loving. Okay, fair. But what do you mean? I wish they looked up when I walked in the room. I wish they told me they thought I looked nice at least once every 2 days. I would like a good morning kiss. I would like a big, big hug at least once a day. I'd like a foot rub. I'd like you to make dinner. Like, what are the specific requests that are going to make you feel loved? Because what's going to make you feel loved is different than what's going to make me feel loved. And it's one of the gifts of, right, that 5 Love Languages book, which, I get it may or may not be an actual thing, but it was really helpful to me to read. If you haven't read it, Gary Chapman's, I think it's called The 5 Love Languages, and there's one for work, and there's different ones. But this idea that we are especially predisposed to give and to receive expressions of love in different ways is just a valuable concept. I remember when I read it and I was like, oh, no wonder my father and I could never really get together, because his love language is gifts. He loved to buy gifts. And that is last on my list. So I'm like, why are you buying me this expensive thing that I don't care about instead of spending time with me? So we would just go whoosh, right? How much better would it have been if I had been able to say, Daddy, I love you. And I love it that you want to buy me gifts. Maybe we could go shopping together, right? And then we could spend time together, and he could buy me a gift, and we could both get what we wanted. Something like that. Okay. So John's here. Hi, great to see you. So let's say we want a better future, right? So what is that better? I have headphone head. I had audio headphones on all morning. So that's why I keep looking at my hair going, why is my hair like this? Because I have audio headphone head. Okay. How to create a better future. So better in what way? Go ahead, write this down for yourself. And if you want to share it with me here on the chat. I'd love to hear. Better in what way? Better in that, and what's the title, right? What's the title of that? What title would you give yourself? I want to be a writer. I want to be a published author. I want to be a speaker. I want to be a teacher. I want to share things with an audience. I want to have my own talk show. I want to sing. I want to sell my crafts. I want to be a maker. I want to be a business owner. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be a full-time parent. I want to, what? What is it? What's the title of the future that you want? What is your title in this future that you want? What is your title? And sure, queen of all the things is a title. You could have that title, right? But what is the title that you want? That's my first question for you. And go ahead and just make one up right now, or pull one out of thin air, even if it feels out of reach, far away. Go ahead and tell me what that might be for you. I'm curious. Right? And if you already have a title that you like I already have the title of published author. I'm very proud of my books, and especially the new one coming out. So what's the next one? Oh, internationally selling best-selling author. Well, I have that too. These books were published in China and South Korea and India. What else might I like? I do love giving keynotes. What if I had keynote speaker? People said, what are you doing these days? Well, I'm a keynote speaker. I want to be happy. That's a great answer, LinkedIn user, but what kind of happy? How would you know if you were happy? What would be happening? What would be people calling you? What would it be? I would feel less pressure on my chest. I would feel less weighed down. If I were happy, I would feel less anxiety. So I wouldn't be worrying about my list all the time. So what are the specific actions that are making you unhappy or would make you more happy? That's what I'm saying, right? That's exactly why we're doing this exercise, because we think these things of oh, I want to be happy. I want to be less busy. I want to be healthier. But in what way? What do we call that? Because once you have a name for something, you give it life. I used to have a teacher, Dr. Marie Kirshner Stone, at the Francis Parker School in Chicago, and she used to say, to name it is to give it life. Yes. So what would you name it? What would you name that happier person? What activities is that happier person doing that is making them happier? How do you know? How do you know? Right? So get specific with yourself. You all are being remarkably quiet, which makes me feel like I perhaps have hit a nerve, which is good because that's what I'm here for. John says, I am a difference maker to all communities with my community health fundraising system. John, I love that. I am a difference maker. And you can even get more precise with yourself. A difference in what way? I help them grow their audiences by 10%. I help people lower their blood pressure by X number. I help people make better nutritional decisions with my just what to eat matrix. I don't know, whatever it is, right? And again, you don't have to like commit yourself for your whole life here. We're just spitballing, okay? I think sometimes, especially people who are involved in, engaged with positivity, sometimes feel like, oh, if I make a wish, it's forever. No, honey, we can speculate about your future and have it be, just casual fun. You can change your mind. Cora says, I want to live the width of life, not just the length. All right, everybody write that down. I want to live the width of life, not just the length. That's a song right there, Cora, if you haven't written it yet. She says, I'm a singer, songwriter, author, star of my life. This is the chapter I go for my dreams. Amen, Cora. 100%. Yes. I want to be a published novelist. Excellent. I can help you. Good. Julie says, helping people to change their lives in ways that lights them up. Yes. I want to be a light and being leader and a wonder impresaria. I love it. Sam, with your guidance, I am now living a great deal of the future life I imagined several years ago. Specificity has really made the difference. More future to go, more specificity to invoke. Thank you. Yes. This is another thing actually that comes from acting. Actors know that you can't play generalities, right? You can't play angry or sad or happy. Those are emotions, yes, but as an actor, that's not very useful to a person because everybody gets happy or sad or angry in their own specific way and differently around specific things. So if you said to me, Sam, this character is very angry, I would say, no, I need more specific information. Well, they have this mug that they love and it almost got broken just a few minutes ago. That I can play. You took something precious to me and treated it like garbage, right? That's the reaction of somebody who has something that got almost broken. That's very different than generalized anger. Same thing with generalized happiness. Oh, I'm so happy. Hey, like nobody does that, right? Why are they happy? Who are they and why are they happy? Oh, they're so happy because they just found out that their book is got on the bestseller list. Oh, right? That's a very specific kind of happy. So this is partly why I'm pushing you to all this specificity. And the more specific, the better, right? How do I know I'm that happy? Well, I bought that blue vase that I love, that I've always wanted to have. I'm wearing cashmere every day. I have a team that supports me. I get my hair done all the time. Whatever it is, what are the signs of that successful person, of that happy person? How would you know, right? I became an internationally published author because I read your book and followed the instructions. Get it done. Woo woo. And I'm enjoying this life. I'm so glad. Oh, if there's one thing, sometimes you've heard me say that like I have a big red button in the center of my chest that says, I'll help. I love to help. It's my Girl Scout training. I'll help. But it really does bring me deep, deep satisfaction to feel as though I have helped. So thank you for saying that I helped. I'm very proud to be part of your journey. So give yourself the better title, the specific title of the job you want, the life you want. What is that title? What's going on? How do we know that that is actually happening? And then, this is step 2, but it's the most important one. Do the thing. Do the thing in front of you to make that thing happen. Like Dolly Parton says, decide who you want to be and then do that on purpose. Cora says, one block I'm having is I don't know if what I want is meant for me. I enjoy a certain genre of music, but it's one of the hardest for me to write. Okay, Cora, that's 2 really important questions. One is, what you want is always meant for you. What you want What you want is always meant for you. What you want is always meant for you. It wouldn't be on your heart if it weren't possible. God did not bring you this far to leave you behind now. Now, you may not be able to have it the way you've seen other people have it. You may not be able to do it the way you've seen other people do it. You may not be able to do it in the way that you would have done it 10 years ago. But you can have it and you can do it. So just, you have my permission to cross that concern off your list. Because you may know there's a lot of other things that you might admire or respect, but you don't want them. You don't want to do them. Somebody says, oh, I swam the English Channel. You're like, good for you. I don't care. That doesn't affect me. I am not jealous. I don't want that, but yay you, right? It's the things that we really specifically want that, show up big in our lives. So we see somebody else have a success that we want, and we're like, ooh, that has me having feelings. Here's Archie, who apparently feels the need to be with us today. What do you want to do? Do you want to crawl around or do you want to sit? Okay, we'll sit. But the next part of what you said is the genre of music that you enjoy, but it's the hardest to write. I would really encourage you to do the work that is easiest for you to do. And in fact, the work, and this is for all of you, the work that feels so easy, you're like, this is stupid. No one is going to pay me for this because it's too easy. No, that's the thing. That's the thing you should be doing because it's so easy for you. Because guess who it's not easy for? The rest of us, right? The rest of us, it is not so easy for. So whether that's, or getting things organized or giving people compliments, helping them feel better about themselves, putting interior designs together, finding colors, shopping, makeup, shoes, trees, gardening, anything, whatever it is that you are particularly great at, that you do so easily you think it's not even a thing, that is a surefire way for you to make money. Now, I also want you to continually growing as a person and as an artist, which means you are also often doing things that are hard to do. I look like I'm wearing a living sweater. I'm just like touching my own living sweater. Could you get down? Would that be okay? Have you seen enough of the people? Love Kitty. All right. Yeah? All right, good. So I want you always doing the things that challenge you as an artist and as a person, 100%. But I wouldn't necessarily try to make money off those things, especially right away. I would go for the thing that, like I said, it feels just like so stupid easy. Okay. Veronica says, Archie's specific desire is to be held by mom and admired by the internet. That is a true statement. Thank you, Veronica. So Epictetus says, say to yourself what you would be and then do what you have to do, right? And part of this, I've been talking to a lot of people about their books because we're starting the Super Secret Book Writing Club starts tomorrow. It is a very intensive, personalized, small group program. If you are interested in the Super Secret Book Writing Club, you must send an email to me today. Or ASAP, right? To sam@therealsambennett.com and say, hey, I'm interested in book writing club. And here, let me put this up. So sam@therealsambennett.com and let me know and we can connect and see if it's a good fit for you because it's not an inexpensive program and I'm not letting just anybody in the door. That's one of the reasons why it's super secret. So anyway, I've been talking to a lot of people about their books at this point in time. And I hear this like, oh, I want to write books. Or I want to write a book. And I think that one of the, and people tell me I say, how long have you been thinking about this book? And, over a year? Yes. Over 5 years? Yes. Over 10 years? Yes. 10 years? That's a long time to be carrying a dream around in your heart. Isn't it? So I think there's a lot of things that get in the way of people writing a book. One is the idea that it's hard. Oh, writing a book is really hard. Writing a book, you really have to have a lot of commitment and a lot of focus. That is and isn't true, actually. That's that I get it that it's conventional wisdom. It's not 100% true. Um, but I think maybe the problem is people don't know what that means. Like, I want to write a book so that what? So that I can help at least one person with the issue that I have or I have had. I want to write a book so that I can be a speaker. Oh, well, then go directly to being a speaker. I mean, a book will help, but you don't have to do it first, right? Oh, I want to write a book so that I can call myself a published author. Well, honey, you can post social media posts and call yourself a published author, right? I mean, so really get specific with yourself is what is the result of the book? What do you want the book to do? And who do you want to do it for? Because once you get a lot clearer about who this book is for, who's going to be reading it, what result do you want from them, what result do you want for you, it's going to get a lot easier to get on board. It's sort of like the phrase, I want to write a book is like, I want to take a trip. Like, okay, great. But your inner self doesn't really know what to do with that instruction. Like, I want to take a trip. Well, okay, right? But if you say, I want to get to France before September 20th, I'd like to fly first class. And when I get there, I would like to eat as many croissants as one person can in a single setting. That, again, specifically, you can get to work on. And I said September 20th because that's 6 months from now. And the Super Secret Book Writing Club takes place over 6 months. So you can write your book and write your book proposal, which is the strategy plan. It's the where, the when, the how, the with whom, the in what way, with what result. It's all that stuff that nobody ever thinks about. And when everybody says like, oh, most books only sell between 200 and 300 copies, it's so sad. Most books never sell any copies at all. They sell less than 1,000 copies. They sell less than 10 copies. It's so sad. I've got a garage full of books because no one wanted to buy my book. No, you don't know that. They may have wanted to buy your book. You just didn't give them enough information. You did not make a strategic plan about what book you were writing, who was it for, what did you want the outcome to be, what did you want the outcome to be for the reader, what did you want the outcome to be for yourself, and how were you going to get there? And that's what makes Super Secret Book Writing Club different. I hope that's what makes all of my work different, is that it moves you from, I want to be an artist, I want to spend more time on my creativity, I want to have better relationships, da 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 da, fill in the blank for yourself here. And my urge is always to make it practical. Great. What does that look like? How will you know? What steps do you take? In what time frame? Where can you stop and celebrate and go, hey, I promised myself I was going to do the thing and I did the thing. Yay me, I did the thing. Right? So quit with this sort of vague, generalized dissatisfaction that you have with your present life and a vague, generalized desire for some future existence, and get specific. What's specifically bugging you about your life right now, and how can you change that? And what specifically do you want in the future, and how can you get there? Because you don't just want to take a trip. You don't just want to write a book. You want to take a trip to France, first class, September 20th, and then eat all the croissants. Right? You want to write a book that matters, that reaches these kind of professionals or these kind of parents or these kind of creatives or these kind of whomevers, lovers of historical fiction, and gives them this result so that you can have this result. And I'm telling you, once you write it down and start to fill in the blanks in between, like, well, okay, if I wanted to get on a plane to France on September 20th, what would I have to do today in order to start to get there? I remember many, many years ago, my best friend Margaret went to Nepal to go study with the Dalai Lama. And she, was going for a year, I think. So she was sublet her apartment, packed up all her stuff. Everybody at her job and everywhere else was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so amazing that you're doing that. I wish I could do that." And Margaret was like, "You can. Start a penny jar, put some dates on the calendar, buy a ticket to Nepal." Like, really, not that challenging. But Margaret could do it because Margaret was specific about what she wanted, in what time frame, and made a plan to get there. You can do it too. And your plan can be fun and romantic and filled with magic. I'm not trying to take the magic out of your life, but I'm saying that magic has a lot more places to go if you create a container for it. If you are working on your book every day for 15 minutes a day, every single day, there's a lot more noticing of the magic in the rest of the day. If you spend 15 minutes a day writing music, helping people be healthier, making videos, having your own talk show on social media, interviewing yourself, creating your audiobook, whatever it is that you have a dream to do, the magic now has a destination. And you will start to see the signs and signals that encourage you. Right now, you're not seeing them because they don't have any definition, right? Yeah, I know. So there's so much that we can't control in life. Almost everything, really, we can't control in life. But what can you control? You can control how you behave and how you react, and you can control a lot of how you spend your time. I know not all of it. You don't have 100% control over your schedule. I understand. But there are times of day when you do, in fact, have control over how you're spending your time. Right? Okay. I didn't know how long I was going to go today. I was pretty sure it was going to be more than 15 minutes because I kind of had a hair about this one. But I didn't know how long it was going to go. Do you guys have any questions or anything I can say or share with you that's going to help you? Like I said, if you are interested in Super Secret Book Writing Club, working with me between now and April 20th to get your book done and your strategic plan, your book proposal done, please email me today or ASAP at sam@therealsambennett.com. We start tomorrow, but you could still jump in next week. That would be fine. Pardon me. Good. Anything else anybody wants to say or share or be noticed around? All right. I have been madly writing down my latest plan with your input while you've been talking. Thanks for today. Yay! I love that. That makes me very contented. That's me making a happy kitty cat sound. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you so much for your willingness to take a hard look at what you want, because, we only get this one life, as far as we know. And this moment isn't coming again. So let's make the next moment the more like the one we want it to be. This moment is passing. Let's make the next moment more like we want it to be. Right? All right. Let's take one more breath. Here comes your next book, my friend. Oh, yes. Trevor says, Sam, I was a member of your courses in the past after discovering your books. Which would you recommend going deeper on all this? Oh, Trevor, what a delightful question. I would say, well, one thing I might suggest is to join the practicum. We have a 15-minute daily practicum every weekday, 15 minutes from 12 to 12:15 Eastern or 9 to 9:15 Pacific, where we just gather on Zoom. We say hello, and then everybody spends 15 minutes working on something that's important to them. And you can see this at therealsambennett.com/practicum. It's really inexpensive. It's like $47 a month, I think, or you can buy the whole year for a couple $100. And it's just amazing to have a container to come to every single weekday. You don't have to come. Some people come every day. Some people come a couple times a week. Some people never come, but having it on their schedule actually reminds them to spend the 15 minutes some other time on their project. Um, so it's kind of magic. And I've seen amazing things happen with people in the practicum. So that's one very easy, practical first step. I would also just cruise around therealsambennett.com. We have a number of courses. 21 Days to Get Out of Your Own Way is a fantastic kind of intro course. Really help bringing up a lot of this mindset stuff. So if you go to therealsambennett.com and go into the shop or programs, I think you'll see 21 Days to Get Out of Your Own Way. Again, super inexpensive. And it's a 10-minute daily audio. And if you're interested in writing a book, then you definitely want to email me at sam@therealsambennett.com and talk to me about this super secret book writing club, because that's going to be amazing. Just saying. Thank you for asking, Trevor. I should have you here every week to remind me to say, hey, yeah, buy y'all buy stuff, buy things. Sue says, hi, thanks, Sam. Nice to see your emails, and I'm being inspired weekly, just getting an idea of whether this is all something that will help me. Yeah, well, start experimenting. You know, whatever I say, like try it and then start modifying and see, get to what it's not like, I'm like, oh, I've got an amazing plan and everybody should do things my way. What I have is an amazing way for you to get started on your amazing plan. I want you to do things in the way that work for you. So if you love working at 3 a.m. with rock and roll music blaring, then do that. If you love waking up at 4 with the sun barely up and, working in that very quiet pre-dawn meditative state, do that. I love doing that a lot of the time. If you love singing in public, do that. If you do it the way you like to do it. Do it the way you like to do it. Don't pay attention to anybody else's organizational plans. They have nothing to do with you. You figure out your way, right? Sue says, right on. Trevor says, haha, thank you. I'll check them out. Great. Thank you so much. And Trevor, again, just email us at sam@therealsambennett.com, and we'd love to talk more with you and see what we have that could help you. Good. Julie says, this is juicy. I know. I love it. All right. Let's do one more breath to close out this circle. You ready? Let's inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. See you soon. Thanks, Veronica. Thanks, Lucy. Talk soon.